everyone, welcome back to my kitchen. My name is Mindy Banks. I'm the Flip Flop Chef, and today I'm going to show you how to make grilled chicken tzatziki with Greek rice. We're going to be using Pampered Chef Select's Grill and Griddle and our 3-quart micro cooker as a rice cooker. So if this is your first video with me, I hope that you'll click the subscribe button while you're here. And also, please go to theflipflopchef.com and click the button at the top of the page to join my recipe community. You're going to find access to thousands of recipes and a giveaway every single Friday, and I know you're going to love it there. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to start off by making our rice, and we're going to do that in the 3-quart micro cooker. So this is really cool because it has a second lid to keep the rice and other starchy foods from boiling over. So let me show you this. It has little locks on the handles here so that the lid doesn't fly off. This is kind of going to work like a pressure cooker but in your microwave, but you get 2 different lids here. So let's get our ingredients in the bowl and then I'll tell you a little bit more about it. We're going to do 2 cups of rice. I have jasmine rice in my pantry, so that's what we're going to use. I'm going to add a teaspoon of Pampered Chef's Greek rub. I'm also going to add 4 cups of water, and I didn't quite get 4 cups in there now that I'm looking at that. It was a little bit below. 4 cups of water. So you're going to double the water to the rice. So 2 cups of rice, 4 cups of water, about a teaspoon of the Greek seasoning. You could add a little more or less if you like, but we're going to add some more ingredients to this, and so I want to make sure that we have lots of flavor in there. So I'm going to peel an onion using a knife and Pampered Chef's onion peeler. So first, you're going to take the ends off of your onion, and then this cool thing here, it has a little hook, and you just slide it from top to bottom, and then you can actually hook this underneath. I went a little bit too far. Let's see if I can do it the other side. Nope, I just went too far. So we'll go an extra layer on here. But it makes it really easy for you to peel your onions. And you can use your fingers too to peel that after you cut across there. So we're going to chop this in our manual food processor. We're going to add that to the rice, and we're going to add some spinach and some lemon juice to this. This is our manual food processor. It's really cool because you get to control how fine or how coarse you want your food to be chopped. So if you're right-handed, what you're going to do is you're going to put your left hand here, your right hand goes on the paddle, and you're going to pump by pulling this all the way up and all the way down. If you're left-handed, you flip this around, your right hand goes here and your left hand goes here, and you're pushing forward. So let's go ahead and dice our onions so you can see how this works. There are 3 blades on the inside here. All of this is dishwasher safe except for the lid here, so make sure you wash that by hand so it doesn't fill up with water. If it does, then you're going to have to, I think I might just start with half of this. You're going to have to hold it upside down, prop it upside down for a few days to drain all that water out, so we don't want that to happen. All right. And I want this kind of finely grated. I'm going to take one of my scrapers, scrape the onion off, and add this in. Then I'm going to chop up some spinach with our salad choppers. We're going to cook all of this together all at the same time, right in the microwave. I'm going to use this food processor again for something else during this recipe, so I'm just going to set that aside. I've got some fresh spinach leaves in one of our plastic mixing bowls. This is the 1-quart size. And then I've got our salad choppers. These are double-bladed scissors. If you've never used them before, you get twice as much cutting power because it's like using 2 pairs of scissors. But the cool thing is it chops at whatever you're cutting. So you can slice a pork tenderloin and then chop it up. You can shred chicken with this. You can do so many different things. So I'm going to just chop, chop, chop. And while I'm doing this, before we get this in the microwave, I do want to turn my grill on. So I'm going to be using Pampered Chef's Grill and Griddle with the grill plates. I'm going to set this to grill for about 6 minutes and get those plates nice and hot. I already used that to grill some naan bread, so I'll show you that in just a few minutes. So let's get this chopped up nicely. We'll mix it into our rice, add our lemon, and get this in the microwave. Our grill is going to take about 5 minutes to heat up. So that's why I wanted to go ahead and get that step going. We're going to transfer this over, and then I'm going to mix it in really nicely. It's going to taste delicious, but it's also going to look really, really pretty. Let's take our lime. I'm going to cut this in half, and I'm going to take our citrus press here, and I'm going to press just 1/2 because this is a nice size lime. I'm sorry, lemon. We're using a lime in a minute. So 1/2 of the lemon. And I'll save that for another recipe, and I'm going to use that again. So let me stir this, and then I'm going to put this in the microwave. For 2 cups of rice, it's going to take 20 minutes. If you did 1 cup of rice, it's going to take about 15 minutes. So snap the lid on, let me put this in the microwave, and I'll be right back. Okay, so what we have done so far is we've got our grill preheating, we're getting our rice in the microwave, and we're gonna make our tzatziki sauce. So I'm gonna do that also using our manual food processor, and we're gonna mix the ingredients together in our small batter bowl here. So I'm gonna start off with 1 cup of Greek yogurt and press this out. I pre-measured this, so it's already ready to go. 1 cup of Greek yogurt. We're gonna chop some more onion, but this time I wanna use some red onion instead of a white onion. And you could do either one, but you're gonna get a little bit more flavor if you use a red onion. I'm not worried that I already used this for the white onion. You don't have to rinse it or anything in between. All right, so just like before, scrape this off. And we're gonna add this in. I like the red onion because it gives you some color. You should call it a purple onion, but it is what it is, right? I didn't name these vegetables. Okay, we're gonna also use this for a cucumber. So I've got a half of a cucumber here already. I'm gonna cut the other end off of this, and then I'm gonna take our coring tool. So this is really cool. It's called a corer, and I can use this to take the seeds right out of my cucumber. And for this recipe, you don't want the seeds. Check this out. So I've got all the seeds in here, and you just pop that open, and they're gonna fall out. So it's a really cool product. Get some of those seeds off the top. I'm gonna cut this into some smaller pieces that we can chop in the food processor. So you wanna just cut them small enough so that they fit in the food processor easily. And then we're gonna mix those in with our Greek yogurt, our red onion, and we're gonna add some garlic, lime, and I feel like I'm forgetting something, but you can also add a little bit of the Greek rub if you want, but I'm not gonna do that today. All right, scrape off the top again, and you do want to kind of chop this pretty finely chopped. And this, like I mentioned, is dishwasher safe except for the lid. And you can also purchase additional cups. So if you like, you can store things in them and then have extra ones for other things. All right, set this aside. And let's add some lime zest and juice. I don't know if I said that. Maybe that was what I was thinking I was forgetting. So this is our microplane zester, and I'm going to use this to first zest a little bit of lime, and then we're going to do the juice. And I would love to know where you guys are watching from. I always love hearing from you guys and hearing from all over the world. I know you guys are located pretty much everywhere, so it's really exciting to me to see that. All right, we've got our citrus press. I did use this for the lemon. I'm not really worried about there being any of the lemon flavor along with the lime. Place that in there. Give this a squeeze. And I'm gonna go by the consistency to see if I need to add the other half of this lime. And I don't think I'm gonna need to. I don't want it too runny. So we're gonna mix this together, and then let's add our garlic. So we get a clove of garlic out of here, and we'll use our garlic press. This is gonna be beautiful, you guys. Pop this in here. Give this a press. You scrape this off with the little cleaning tool there, and then this little comb piece goes right on the front, and it pushes that paper skin back out so you can toss it in the garbage. All right, our grill is ready, so we're doing great on time here. Let me mix this garlic in, and then we'll come back to this. Let's get our chicken ready to go. All right, I might need this cutting mat in just a little while. So I'll set that aside. I like to pound my chicken breast down just a little bit so that they're nice and flat and they cook evenly. So I'm gonna use our meat tenderizer, and this actually has two sides. There's a flat side, which I'm gonna use today, and you might be able to see there are little spikes on this side. So that's the tenderizer side, and all you have to do is unscrew this handle and then flip it over and screw it back on, and you'll be able to use the tenderizer side. But for chicken, I don't need to tenderize it, I just need to flatten it. And so I'm gonna take my meat tenderizer. I've got my chicken all trimmed up. You could also use chicken tenderloins if you like, but I have chicken breast in my refrigerator, so that's what we're gonna use today. So you're gonna just pound on the chicken. You don't wanna pound so hard that you know, totally demolish your chicken. You wanna just gently pound and flat. You see how I hit that one a little bit too hard and that little piece came off. So you wanna keep it intact, but you wanna try to get as even as possible. And I do find that I do better on this side rather than that smoother side. So it's personal preference. And to season these, I'm gonna use Pampered Chef's Greek rub, and I'm gonna use just regular vegetable oil. So I'm gonna keep one hand dirty and one hand clean, all right? If you haven't seen this oil dispenser, this is so cool. You can put oil, vinegar, or even vanilla extract in here. And there's a straw that goes down from the top into the bottom. You're gonna use your hands, your fingers and your index thumb here, your thumb and your index finger to pull the oil up, and we're gonna just sprinkle or drizzle some of this oil. I'm gonna rub this around and sprinkle our Greek rub right on the top of the chicken here. Rub it in, and then we'll do the other side. I'm almost out of Greek rub, so I'm gonna have to check my stock, see if I have any more, and if not, I'm gonna have to order some more. We're gonna do the other side, and then we're gonna put these on the grill, and it'll take 4 to 6 minutes. I think these are gonna take about 5 minutes. They're not super thin, but they're not super thick, and that's the key. You wanna have them all about the same thickness. Let's see if I can get all the seasoning out of this bottle here. Make sure we get these fully coated. Don't be afraid to season your food. I think that sometimes people are afraid of seasoning, so don't be afraid to season your food. All right, I'll use my dirty hand to transfer this over. We're gonna put all 3 pieces on the grill. I'm gonna flatten that one out a little bit, this little piece in the garbage. And then I'm gonna close this, press the wheel to start that timer, and then let me wash my hands, and we will move on. We have about 12 minutes left on the rice. So if it's gonna take longer than the chicken and our dip and all of the things that I'm gonna show you, then I will finish off camera and then I'll come back and show you the finished product. So if you guys have any questions about anything, always feel free to leave those in the comments for me, and I will do my very best to get back with you. And if you see anything that you would like to order from Pampered Chef, I'm a consultant with the company and would love the opportunity to help you with anything that you need. Now, let me tell you where we're gonna serve this. We're gonna use our chip and dip platter for this. And let's see if I can slide this over. And I've already grilled some naan bread. So I grilled the naan bread on the deluxe grill and griddle, just like I'm doing the chicken. I took the naan bread first and I brushed it with some of our garlic oil, which is a product from Pampered Chef, and I grilled it on the grill setting for 1 minute. After those were grilled, I took a pizza cutter and I cut them into 4 pieces. These were mini naan, so they were about this big around. If you're getting the bigger ones, then you can cut them into even more pieces. And this is just kind of like the bread to go along with the chicken tzatziki. So we're gonna serve this in the chip and dip platter. If you haven't seen this, this is such an awesome product. I love this because you can use it with or without the little bowl in the middle. So we're gonna put our dip in this bowl, and we'll put our rice around the bowl in the tray, and then we'll slice up the chicken and put it on top of the rice, and then we've got our flatbread or naan bread to serve with that. So let's go ahead and get our tzatziki sauce right in this bowl. And like I said, I like using the red onion for this because it just gives it so much color. Whoops, excuse me, I almost dropped it. All right, we'll fill this up. And then I'm gonna get a paper towel and clean up my mess here on my tray. Whoops, trying to take the whole roll with me. And I'm just gonna wipe off what I dripped. And when the rice is done, we're gonna fluff it and place the rice around the bowl here that has the tzatziki sauce, and then we're going to slice our chicken and put it on the top. Now, you can make some garnishes if you like to go on here. So you could put fresh herbs. I don't have parsley on hand, but that would be a great one to kind of put in the middle there. You could put a piece of basil, a couple sprigs of that in there. You could do rosemary, just something to kind of garnish and make it look pretty. What I do have on hand right now is cucumber. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take our crinkle cutter here and I'm going to cut it in half. I'll reserve this half for something else. And then if you wanted to, let's see, we'll go ahead and make this one fancy like we did the other one. We'll take the seeds out. Toss that in my garbage bowl here. Put it a little far away from me. And then you can go and you can slice. I didn't pour that very evenly, did I? So it's not as pretty as I wanted it to be. But it's all right. It says Pampered, not perfect, right? So some of these are real pretty. So this is what I was going for. So we can use some of these as a garnish, and you might want to leave some of them whole and maybe some of them in these little half moons. So we've got some things to garnish with. We'll set that aside, and if we need more, I have another cucumber. All right, so I have the timer set for 6 minutes. We're down to 2 minutes, and if you've never seen me use this grill and griddle before, this steam is totally normal. If you're cooking something with a high fat content like burgers or bacon, then my recommendation is to use your grill and griddle somewhere close to your vent over your stove or your microwave, so that smoke has somewhere to go on foods that do tend to create a lot of smoke. This is mostly just steam from the chicken. And so let's just give this a little peek. Those look really good. I'm going to let this cook just a little bit longer, and then we're going to take them off of the grill and griddle. I'm going to transfer them over to this large groove cutting board. I'll use our chef's tongs. If you haven't seen these are really, really cool. They come in 2 sizes, and we also have pasta tongs, which I don't have in front of me to show you guys, but the chef's tongs are really cool. So you see, this is the small, this is the large. These are gravity controlled. So if you've ever stored tongs in a drawer, open that drawer and they just fly out at you because that little ring that was maybe on them to keep them shut fell down. You don't ever have to worry about that with these. I love these because they stay shut when they're flat or when they're up. Now when you point them down and squeeze, the gravity is going to pull that little lock down and they're going to open. You point them up and squeeze, gravity pulls that button or the little lock down. Same thing with these. They go up, closed, down and squeeze, they're going to open. So you have 2 different sizes to choose from, and we'll transfer our chicken from this grill over to our cutting board. And you do want to let your meat rest for just a couple of minutes. It actually is going to help hold all those juices in your chicken, and you're going to have a much juicier piece of meat when you do that. I will tell you that this grill and griddle is used probably 4 to 5 times a week for something in this house. Most of the time I use it for grilling chicken. Grilling chicken is something that it can be such a chore if you don't have the right tools, but it can be so easy to make if you have the deluxe grill and griddle. For my family, most nights I'm like, okay, we're having grilled chicken, what flavor seasoning do you want? And the kids go to the cabinet and they pick the ones that they want. And it makes it really easy because then that's like the easiest thing. 5 minutes to preheat, 4 to 6 minutes to cook, depending on how thick those chicken breasts are gonna be. And then you just need to add some things to go with it. And you can get really simple. Like you can make rice to go with it like we're doing tonight. You can change up the flavors of the seasonings and you can change up the flavor of the rice. There are so many different combinations. Now on this deluxe grill and griddle, something that's so cool that I can't really show you fully because this is nice and hot, but there are some buttons right here on the side and you can pop those grill plates out, wait for them to cool, pop them out, rinse them off, and put them in the dishwasher. They are dishwasher safe. But the other cool thing about these coming out is that you can change the plates. So we have these grill plates, then we have flat griddle plates, and we also have waffle plates. So this can be a waffle maker if you like, and you can make 2 really nice sized waffles at one time. So no more making 1 waffle at a time. You can make 2 of them at a time, and they're really good size. The griddle feature that's really cool is there's a button over here that you can pull this and you can lay this completely flat on your countertop. I don't have enough counter over here to let go of it. And you see it locks back up on its own. So I'll close this, I'm gonna turn it off so that it will cool off. But it's really cool because it makes it so versatile. You can grill your proteins, you can make your breakfast on here, you can do pancakes on one side, eggs on the other, or bacon and eggs, bacon and pancakes. You can get really creative by having two complete surfaces to cook on at the same time. And it's very easy to clean. People ask me all the time, of all the Pampered Chef appliances, which one is your favorite? And the answer is, just like when somebody asks you who your favorite kid is, it's gonna be based on what's happening in the moment, right? So every day my favorite appliance might be something different. And the grill is something that I truly would not want to live without, simply because of how easy it is to grill chicken. That alone is worth the price for me. I don't have to flip it over. I'm not having to use a grill press. I just put it in there and really can just walk away and forget about it. I love all of our appliances and I use them simultaneously most evenings when I'm making dinner. So 2 nights ago, I was not working in the evenings doing Pampered Chef parties, and so I made dinner for my family in the deluxe air fryer, which is back there on the counter, and I made our chicken satay in the rotating basket. So that's what I made for dinner that night. And I had rice in the microwave, just like we're doing right now. And then at the same time, I cooked more chicken on the grill, the deluxe grill and griddle, using our carnitas seasoning. I made it exactly the same way that you saw me do this Greek chicken today. I pounded them flat, put a little oil on them. I sprinkled our carnitas slow cooker seasoning on both sides, put them in the grill, grilled them up, let them cool. I sliced them up before they cooled completely, put them in the fridge, and the next day when I was doing a Pampered Chef party in the evening, which was yesterday, my family had chicken to make tacos or chicken nachos or just to eat the chicken on its own. And I have chicken left over for lunch, which is really, really great because most days I eat lunch here at the house. And so I like it. I can use 2 appliances at one time. I can make 1 meal for today and another meal for tomorrow, because if you're gonna start prepping out that chicken and getting it ready, why not do 6 chicken breasts instead of 3, right? And you can cook some in one appliance, some in the other, or you can do back-to-back rounds right here in the deluxe grill and griddle. So let's check out our rice. We have just a couple of minutes left. So while we're waiting on that, I'm gonna go ahead and cut this up. Let me rinse off my knife here. We're gonna slice this so that it looks really pretty. And I'm gonna grab a fork since that's gonna be nice and hot. And let me grab a trivet for our rice, because I'm gonna need that. All right, so I'm gonna just slice this chicken. And I like using this cutting board here because of this groove around the edge. It's going to catch any juices that come from this food rather than running on the countertop. I can keep it all contained really easily here. So we're gonna slice this chicken, and this is gonna go on top of our rice. So we're gonna have a beautiful dish. And of course, if you don't wanna take the time to put this on the chip and dip tray just for your family dinner, you just wanna keep everything separate, that's okay too. We do that at my house a lot too. And you don't have to make a big presentation unless you like. So you could even put this chicken in our insulated serving bowls, and it will keep it hot for up to 2 hours. Same thing with the rice. If you want to make dinner ahead of time, or if you're waiting on somebody to get home, or you want to make dinner before you go out to the ball fields or wherever you're going for the evening, cook your chicken, put it in the insulated bowl, put the lid on it. 2 hours later, it's still going to be hot. Same thing with the rice. Cook your rice ahead of time, put it in an insulated bowl, the lid on it, and you can leave your house and come back and dinner will be ready when you are ready for it. I'm gonna slide my grill down so we have a little bit of room to put together our dish here. And I've got my chip and dip tray. Oops. This also has little no skid grippers to keep it from slipping and sliding around so it doesn't wanna go. We have less than a minute, so I'm gonna grab this rice and we're gonna finish this up. It smells so good in here. I always wish that you guys could be here. I don't really need those I don't know why I grabbed them out. These handles will stay pretty cool to the touch, but these are our microwave grips if you need them. Now, just like you learned in home ec class, when you take a lid off a pot, you open it away from you. And so that's what I'm gonna do here to make sure all that steam escapes away. Now you'll notice that the inner lid is still there, and sometimes it can be a little bit more stubborn to come off, especially right out of the gate there. It's got a nice seal, there we go. And so you wanna open that away and not burn yourself. Okay, let's fluff this rice and mix it together because that spinach was not cooked before we put it in there, but it is cooked now and it is smelling good. And I'm getting a facial too. Okay, so we're gonna take the rice and I'm just gonna scoop it out and lay it around the tzatziki sauce. And we can make it prettier after we get it all in here. I'm just sort of spinning this around. Can't wait for you guys to see this, and I wish that you were here to eat it with me. But you can see this makes a lot of food, so it's gonna feed a crowd, whether the crowd is your family or you're having a party. A little bit more. All right. I'm gonna fill in the gaps here. And then our micro cooker is also dishwasher safe. Let me scrape all this off. I don't like to waste food, so get as much of that out as we can. And then I'm just gonna sort of spread this around. Move that because it doesn't want to rotate with me doing that. All right. So I'm just gonna sort of spread this flat. And then we're gonna put our chicken on the top. And you don't have to make it flat if you don't want to, but maybe it would look prettier if it was fluffy, but we're gonna go with it. And let's see, some of these pieces, if they're really long, you can just cut them in half, and then you're just gonna take these, and you're gonna lay the chicken, oops, all around, just like this. Save those little short pieces. Ooh, that chicken is hot still. Okay, let's see, this one looks prettier. Go with the longer pieces. And then if you have fresh parsley, you could put those right on the top. And then you've got your chicken tzatziki. Check this out. Chicken tzatziki and your tzatziki sauce and some grilled naan bread. So I hope you guys are excited to try this. I do have these little cucumbers, and I'll have to decide how I want to arrange those. I'll do that off camera, and then you can see the finished products in my recipe community. Go to theflipflopchef.com and click the button at the top so that you can find that. And if you have any questions, please let me know. If you'd like to purchase anything from Pampered Chef, I'd love the opportunity to be your consultant. Hope you enjoyed this video, and that's all I have for you today, but I'll see you next time. Bye guys.